After all these weeks of mud and trenches and construction chaos, I feel like this is the point when this space starts to look like a backyard again. Hey everybody, welcome to Dad Built. Today's episode is gonna be great because we are finally ready to pour concrete for our pool project. And I'm hoping with the rain delays and the problems we were experiencing last episode behind us, we're ready to take a visible step forward in this pool project that's gonna look great and really bring it one step closer to finally being done. All right, let's go check out the prep for the concrete. And that starts with these forms here along the outside. So you can see the shape of the patio coming out nicely. And I want to show you over here the hot tub pad. So they came out, also did the forms for where the hot tub's gonna go. I think this, really shows you how things are gonna look. Over here, you're gonna have the pad where the hot tub sits on top. So they initially put up these forms, and one thing I want to call out is I made some changes after they went up. So this board here was originally maybe here, and this was a 10 foot by 10 foot square. But when I saw it in person, I sort of realized that the hot tub is going to be pretty big and taking up all of that pad. There might not be room for the stairs. There might not be a little wiggle room for the cover. And so seeing it in person really helped me understand what changes needed to be made. So once the forms were up, then they needed to bring in gravel and put down gravel to make sure that the patio area is going to be level. It's going to be a base for the concrete patio. It's going to provide drainage underneath, and it's also going to make sure everything is nice and level. So they brought in gravel. They delivered it, had a couple big deliveries of gravel. The first one was not enough, and so they had to bring in additional delivery. And you can see here just like how high they had to build up the patio because of the slope of the yard. So they took the gravel from all the way there and put it underneath this patio, and you've got a good, 1.5 feet of gravel buildup or more at these corners too. But they bring the gravel and they put that down, and once they have it leveled out, at that point, look at this over here. So look at how high they had to build it up over here with the gravel underneath. And that just shows you, they're gonna have to come in and put dirt on top of that and sort of regrade the slope of the yard to accommodate the patio being on this big slope. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how they do that after this is all poured. Okay, so once they put the gravel down, then they have to compact it. They want to make sure everything is nice and even and level, and you don't have a bunch of waves in the gravel. So they put it down, they get the right amount in there, and they bring out a compactor machine, and they're gonna run it over this whole area to make sure everything is nice and level, nice and compacted down, as even as possible when they throw the concrete on top of it. Once the gravel's all compacted down, then they're gonna come in and they're gonna put in these rebar reinforcement strips. So you can see them there. It's the checkerboard rebar strips. Those serve a very important purpose with this patio, actually a couple different purposes. Not only is it going to reinforce and strengthen the concrete to make it more durable, but it's also gonna help this patio not sink against the foundation of the house. So they've got rebar poured all around this patio, you can see, but I want to show you this. When you get up to the foundation of the house, the rebar is actually screwed into the foundation itself. And that's gonna help make sure that this patio up against the house where that dirt is sort of constantly settling, you don't want that patio sinking against the house, and that causes major problems. So you need this when you're pouring a slab up against the house. You wanna put that rebar in there and you wanna hold it to the foundation of the house so that your patio doesn't just completely sink. Oh yeah, here's another good example of that. There's the rebar into the foundation. It's gonna hold this patio upright. When they put the rebar in, they lay it all out and then they have to twist tie it together with little metal pieces. And they've got a tool that actually does this. I don't know if you can see that. That's the twist tie that they use to tie together this grid. But it actually is a big power tool with a claw that they can go around and just clip it together and make all these ties to complete this rebar grid. All right. All right, so I want to show you this drain that they're putting in here as well, because this is pretty cool. Normally, the patio is going to be built, and it's built with like a little bit of a slope so that when rain falls onto the concrete, it's going to move that way and maybe that way as well off of the patio to drain off. However, over here, you've got this pool right there. So you've got this whole concrete patio here that's also gonna be like a little sloped here, and you don't want all of that water just running from like the house straight into the pool. So you gotta put a drain here, or like a French drain, and that's what they've done here. So they've got it tacked up, they've got it screwed together, and it runs all the way along here, and it connects to some PVC pipe here, and you can see it's on a slope, and that's gonna slope down and pour right here outside of the concrete patio. So that's a cool little feature that's gonna help prevent water from rainwater from getting into the pool, and then also water from pooling onto the patio here as well. The concrete slopes just ever so slightly on both sides down into that drain. So that's gonna keep all of this water out of the pool and into this French drain where it belongs. Everything is all set up. We are ready for the concrete trucks to come tomorrow and pour this patio, and I, for one, cannot wait. So the concrete crew showed up bright and early the next morning, and I knew this was gonna be a big day, but I was absolutely amazed at how quickly everything came together. They started pouring in the deck area between the house and the pool. This is the area with the drain that's gonna carry water away from both the house and the pool into the yard. This patio around the pool isn't just for looks. It's really the foundation for the entire outdoor entertainment space. After they poured that area, then they moved over to the main area of the patio. And this is the largest uninterrupted space of concrete in this whole project. So this is where I got to see them pull out the bigger tools that they'll use, like the big screeders and the poles with the floats on them with the long handles. It was really cool to see them pour this like big area patio all at once. After they poured the main patio area, then they worked their way around the pool by pouring these strips on both edges. So the one by the yard and then also on the backside of the pool. So that took care of the main patio. And the last thing that they're gonna pour is the pad for the hot tub and also the walkway that connects that pad to the main patio. I turned into a big kid watching this process. It was really cool. And the thing that impressed me most was how coordinated it was. Everybody had a job to do. Everybody knew what they needed to do. There was somebody that would pour the concrete, then another person would be screeding, somebody would be floating, somebody would be edging. They would all be working in concert together at the same time, and the whole operation really moved like a well-oiled machine. After all these weeks of mud and trenches and construction chaos, I feel like this is the point when this space starts to look like a backyard again. Once the patio was poured, they let it set up for a little bit, and then they took the forms off the same day. The concrete was down, but the project wasn't finished yet. I'm about to take the first steps on the new patio after the concrete has cured a little bit. So they took the forms off. You can see the edge there. Still plenty of gravel. You can see the corner there all the way down. Let's test this thing out. Oh yeah, feels really nice. Concrete all the way up to the house. There used to be mulch bed here, right up against the house. I like this, even concrete under the steps there. This was all mulch bed before. Think about maybe putting a little storage area under there. A little bit more utility in that space. So this is the drain they put in. So maybe you can kind of see it inclines just a little bit on both sides right down into that drain there. It's going to take it right out to the yard. Looking good. The detail around the coping looks really nice. Looking really good. You can definitely see the slope in the yard there. Now we'll go around. Let's check out the hot tub area. We've talked a lot about this. Here it finally is. Here's the walkway around. And there's the pad that we poured. This is gonna be hot tub area. You'll have steps here to get up. It's gonna be perfect. I really can't believe it. It looks great. It feels great. I love the look of fresh concrete. I think they did a really nice job on this. All right, let me show you this. So after they pour the concrete on the first day, they have to come back and they use a concrete cutting saw and they cut in these control joints, or what they're called. And basically what the control joint does is it directs the cracking of the new concrete into that joint so that it doesn't crack elsewhere in some way. So all concrete will crack as it hardens and cures. And if you didn't have these control joints, those cracks would show in the surface of the concrete, and they will appear in places that you don't want them. And so cutting these control joints in is absolutely critical for new concrete to preserve the look and the integrity of the new pour. So it looks really good. They cut these out really nice. You can see they line up very nicely with the corner of the pool all the way there. You've got nice, evenly distributed control joints through the patio. The other thing that they do is they are gonna spray the concrete with a sealer, a penetrating sealer. And so they bring around a sprayer and they're gonna spray this concrete down all over, and that sealer is gonna prevent discoloration, and it's also gonna prevent damage to the new concrete. So that's another thing that is absolutely essential when you have new concrete. You wanna do an initial sealer right away to protect it. But yeah, wow, everybody, this patio looks great. I really just can't believe the visible change in the yard that this patio brings. It's great. The pool feels so much more real now. It looks great. I can't wait for this thing to be done, to be able to jump in this pool. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching this Dad Built Pool series. We are doing this all summer long. The concrete is not the end of the story. We've got a bunch more to do. We got to get this auto cover installed. We need to get the yard regraded and put back together. We need to get that hot tub moved over and reconnected. So there's still a bunch more action on this pool project, but I've really appreciated you being here, and I hope you check out what's coming up next from beginning to end to see this transformation of the backyard. For now, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.